Dani's Queer Bar opens in Boston as Denver's only lesbian bar closes. Dani's Queer Bar, Boston's first lesbian bar in decades, opened last month, marking a significant milestone for the city's LGBT community. The bar, branded as a space for Sapphic, trans, and non-binary community members, joins a growing movement known as the Lesbian Bar Renaissance, which has seen over a dozen queer women's spaces emerge nationwide since the height of the COVID-19 pandemic. The bar was the vision of Thais Rocha, who spent more than 2 years developing the venue. Rocha initially hosted parties for queer women in Boston before launching a fundraising campaign in March of 2022 to establish a permanent space. Her efforts were further supported by a space grant from Boston Mayor Michelle Wu's Office of Economic Opportunity and Inclusion in May of 2023. After navigating delays due to permitting issues, Dani's Queer Bar, named after Rocha's dog, of course, because we're lesbians.
Well, it should be a cat.
Well, officially opened last month. Attendees of the grand opening, like Stevie Dickie and her girlfriend Jace Williams, expressed excitement at finally having a venue catering to queer women, trans, and non-binary individuals in Boston. Before Dani's, the city had not had a dedicated lesbian bar for over 2 decades. With this resurgence of Sapphic space nationwide, Dani's Queer Bar offers a vital place for the community to gather and feel represented. However, it's not all smiles and joys for the community. While a new lesbian bar opened in Boston, one bar closed down in Denver. The city's only lesbian bar, which was located on Colfax Avenue, was shut down last month after more than a decade. Its name was Blush Blu, which opened in 2012. In the closing announcement, owner Jody Bouffard criticized changes in the lesbian bar scene, stating as of 2017, Blush Blu was the last lesbian bar in Denver and one of just 21 nationwide. You know, when I first came out, there were so many lesbian bars that I could choose to go to in Miami, in Fort Lauderdale. Yeah. It was awesome. You know, we were talking about the book a little while ago, and there's tons of lesbian bars in that book. And I live in Miami, and there is not one single lesbian bar in Miami. Nope. Not one single one. Nope. And it definitely, I feel that we're missing something, really missing something.
You know, and I know that people will argue and say that other places have become more inclusive and that's why, right? That's bullshit, okay? That is bullshit, okay? When I typed into Google right now, lesbian bar Miami, all the gay boy bars came up.
Right.
Which are also very welcoming to us, right? Twist, Azúcar, and Nathan's. Those are the 3 that came up, okay? They're not lesbian bars, all right?
Not at all.
They're lesbian adjacent, right? I guess if you want to say, you know, but they're not lesbian bars. And it sucks to say that people have been toying with this idea and this question for years and years about why lesbian bars can't stay open, right? I can only speak by experience of my friends, okay? Because I'm not that lesbian girl, as you guys all know, right?
Yeah, you're out partying everywhere.
I'm out partying everywhere, right? But like my lesbian friends have found their mate and have decided to stay home, okay? And that is kind of across the board what has happened. They go out for big events, right? It's the 1-year anniversary, or it's the Pandora anniversary, or it's
Aquagirl.
They go for Aquagirl, or they save their money and they go, or they save their money and they go on an Olivia cruise, right? They don't go and support these bars. So folks out there, if you're living near Dani's Queer Bar, go support.
Sure.
Go support. Ladies,
money.
non-binary folks, go. This is a safe space for you. This place was opened for you. These owners and organizers had to jump through so much red tape and obstacles and money. Everything's expensive these days. I paid $4 for almond milk the other day and $3.50 for eggs. I'm not happy, okay? So everything's super expensive these days, all right? So them putting their hearts and souls into opening this place for us, please go support.
Absolutely.
I'm really glad that we're talking about this, not only because we're talking about Rick's book,
You're
but
promoting
I'd like to recommend Krista Burton's 2023 book, Moby Dyke, an obsessive quest to track down the last remaining lesbian bars in America. It is amazing, as Rick's book is, because she specifically wrote about her experience at Blush Blu. She writes about Blush Blu in Denver in this book. And also as somebody who went to college in Boston in the 80s, I'm very happy to hear that there is a new women's bar opening there. When I was there in the 80s, the women's bars were amazing. There was Prelude and Somewhere Else, and they were some of my favorite places to go and dance and hang out with friends. So it's nice to hear there's a women's bar back.
Yeah, we need more of that.
I was glad to hear this because I'm currently working on my next book.
In Boston?
Last Call Boston.
Oh, perfect.
Oh, wow.
So
Okay, there you go.
I'll be sure to include it. In doing the books, I discovered that the average lifespan of a lesbian bar is 2.5 years.
That's it?
Yes,
That's
it.
Not every
today,
place is
perhaps.
Henrietta's.
They used to be.
Henrietta's was open forever.
Oh,
New York.
forever.
New York.
I mean,
New York.
Yeah, they're still open.
in the past, there were ones that
Mhm.
there were
Still
some that were open for a long time,
Long time.
but a lot of them were still only 2 years.
Yeah.
That's
Because
the
a
average.
lot of it is a lot of people go in underfunded. You know, but the other thing is, true, women go in and they meet somebody and that's it. They don't go to the bar anymore.
That's it. And,
And-
and it's unfortunate.
Yeah.
You know, and again, and a little part of it is because we can go to your bar, but
Right. And historically, women did not have as much money to spend. So
It's
they
still
did,
true.
And,
Disposable
and,
income,
still.
right.
and also
Still, yeah.
a lot of women in the past, and it may be true now, were also women who had been married
And they had kids.
and they had kids. So that made going to the bars harder too,
yeah.
because they'd have to get a babysitter.
Hard being a
all that.
lesbian.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Especially a single one. Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Well, let's hope that this sparks other people to, follow
Yeah, yeah.
through and open
Yes.
up other Sapphic places for us girls.
Right.
All right.